My mother and father, when I told them that I wanted to be a writer, worried. They said, writing is great, but how will you make a living? All parents have the same concerns. And of course, given the difficulty of their lives, they were concerned that their children would be able to make a good living. They suggested to me that I should become a lawyer. And I was tempted by that because I like arguing. However, I went to the University of Alberta and I studied literature because I love literature, and my love of reading, of course, was readily translated into that. In the course of it, I published my first novel. I got my graduate degrees. I published my first novel. And I was offered, because I had a grad degree, a job teaching. And I discovered that aside from reading itself, I loved persuading other people to read. I loved talking about literature. I loved teaching people to read. I love teaching people how to write and write well. So it was almost that I fell into the profession, although it wasn't quite that disingenuous. I certainly loved doing it. And I found that if I could open doors to young students in the way that doors had been opened to me, and I had marvelous teachers at the University of Alberta and, of course, at the little school where I went in Edinburgh, that it was a genuine satisfaction. So I took it on that I would teach Canadian literature, Alberta writing, and that I would try to teach people creative writing, which is a very difficult craft to teach because, of course, it's mostly about putting your bum in the chair and doing it, not so much about some special magic wand that can enable you to do it. You have to, as I say to my students, get through a lot of really bad writing to get to the good stuff, so you might as well get ready because it's a long slog. And I have found it not just a tremendous inspiration. My students inspire me far more, I think, than I inspire them. But it's a way of bringing together all of the different elements of my life that I love. Reading, writing, language. I love language. I love the way that words resonate. Some people accuse me of swallowing a dictionary, and that's just fine. It's okay. I'll deal with that. But I just love the way that language is a gift, and it's an exchange. It's a way of communicating with someone else, and it's a way of showing us the story of our thinking. So for me, teaching, reading, and writing all go together. They have always been mutual satisfactions. They've always been able to feed one another. And sometimes people say to me, well, if you just wrote, you could have written a lot more. But you can't write all the time. You can't read all the, well, I could read all the time, but you need to be able to play between different fields. And for me, these three elements of reading, writing, and teaching have been a kind of perfect combination. And I'm so grateful that I was given the opportunity to work with those three elements and to put them together.